It's just as described in the text. There's no mistaking it. That's Melmetal.
Warning! Put the pedal to the metal, cause it's time for us to settle the score with Lucario and Melmetal GX. Move is too special, 30 damage less. For the rest of the game, we're kinda blast. With a move to insane, smacking flying past till the end of days, becoming a tank in many ways. Are we gonna stall our dunks and basic with Dhelmise? It kinda makes sense, even fire doesn't stand a chance. When the weakness is gone, yeah, what are the fans? Pairing it with genocide, this something we can now expect. Let's check out some combos so perfect that we leave no ideas unchecked. Yeah! Episode 216, Lucario and Melmetal GX. What's up YouTube, it's Dhelmise here and welcome to episode 216 on my channel. As you know, on my channel we talk about the latest cards and best new decks in town, so be sure you are subscribed so you don't miss out. And also hit that little notification bell so you get notified immediately when a new video pops up on the channel. And for those of you that have not checked out my merchandise store, be sure to do so. T-shirts, hoodies and all that good stuff is available in the description below. Alright, with the release of Unbroken Bonds being only 3 weeks away, we will talk about another upcoming sweet tag team GX card from the set today. None other than Lucario and Melmetal GX. We'll review the card, talk about the strength, weaknesses, cards that work well with it, and so much more, so buckle up, let's go! Lucario and Melmetal GX is a basic metal type with 260 HP. So on the HP department, that's pretty decent to say the least. Being a metal type means we hit for weakness against fairy types and also certain ice types, which are actually water types in the trading card game. So think about like Glaceon, Gardevoir and Sylveon Tag Team GX, Alola Ninetales GX, and so much more. So that's actually pretty good. We ourselves are weak to fire, which really sucks because fire types will have it good with the release of Unbroken Bonds. Think about decks like Charizard and Reshiram GX, Arcanine Shrine, or Baby Blacephalon or Blacephalon GX. They will cause a lot of trouble to us because they will hit for weakness and we will go down rather easily. Although we do have Metal Frying Pan, which reduces the damage done to us by 30 and also removes our weakness, which is fantastic because we will be using that card mainly as a tank, but more on that later. So Metal Frying Pan will definitely be a must. It has a resistance to Psychic, which helps against Malamar based decks. Think about Giratina as the attacker there. Of course, Gengar and Mimikyu Tag Team GX, which actually will see a little bit more play with Amistar when Unbroken Bonds sees release, thanks to Mystery Box and all that good stuff. New items get released as well, which help out Gengar and Mimikyu Tag Team GX. So we have resistance to that, which is actually pretty sweet. It has a retreat cost of 3, which is really terrible and will leave us stranded in the active position, although that's not as bad as it seems because we do have an attack for a single attachment, aka a double colorless energy. Now to the attacks. Steel Fist deals 50 damage and lets you search your deck for a metal energy and lets you attach it to this Pokemon. And therefore double colorless energy is actually pretty good because as we all know, there is the Dhelmise from Guardians Rising, which can help out with our damage output. And let's say we have 2 of those out on the field. For everyone out, we dish out an additional 10 damage with all metal types. That means we dish out 70 damage for a single energy, and double colorless energy. That's very awesome because all weak basics will now go down. Think about Jirachi, Zorua, Rockruff, Inkay, and so much more. So that's already perfect to begin with, right? Its second attack is a bit underwhelming though. It only dishes out 150 damage for 2 metal and 2 colorless energies. Actually 3 attachments and you can set yourself up as actually pretty average to be honest, but with Choice Band we end up with 180 damage and that actually doesn't one-shot anything relevant right now. Maybe Blacephalon GX, but that's about it. But if you have Choice Band you're weak to fire because you don't have Metal Frying Pan, so yeah, there's that. So it will mostly be 2-shotting Pokemon, and so as a one-hit KO sweeper, it comes a bit short. Although again, if you have some Dhelmise on the field, you might end up with the desired damage output. Think about a couple of Dhelmise on the field, and Choice Band and Lucario and Melmetal GX can definitely one-shot certain Pokemon. Think about Lycanroc GX for example. So there's that. Next up is the GX move, Full Metal Wall GX. Will mostly use this card for that amazing GX move. It states all of your Metal type Pokemon take 30 less damage from your opponent's attacks for the rest of the game. Wow, yeah, you heard that right. The rest of the game. This is huge. And yeah, if we have an additional energy attached to it, we can discard all energies from the opponent's active Pokemon. And yes, double cardless energy will provide both of those energies that are required to have both effects of the attack. So that's awesome. First, let us think about the fact that we're getting 30 less damage on all of our metal type Pokemon for the rest of the game. Think about, yeah, Tapu Koko Flying Flip. Well, that's pretty useless right now. Think about Electro Bullet with Jolteon GX, well, pretty useless, 30 less damage. Thinking about it, yeah, you can forget about all that strategy with, yeah, spreading damage, because combined with Metal Frying Pan, we will receive 60 less damage on our metal type. So the opponent will have to hit for 320 damage in order to get a one-hit KO on Lucario and Melmetal GX. And we don't even have weakness thanks to Metal Frying Pan, so that is just insane. And don't forget that there are cards like Max Potion and Acerola around that can heal us up completely. Also, the side effect is just like Articuno GX's GX move and discards all energies on the opponent's active Pokemon. So cards like Charizard and Reshiram GX that rely on Kiawe to get all their energies, well, they lose all the energies immediately on the spot right there. Or Pikachu and Zekrom GX, which are very quick and yeah, can actually have a lot of energies very quickly thanks to like Tapu Koko, Prism Star and Energy Switch and all that shenanigans. Well, Full Metal Wall GX, bam, all their energies are discarded. So in my opinion, I think that Lucario and Melmetal GX will mainly be used in stall decks. Yeah, stall decks aren't fun to play against, but they're actually getting a huge boost in popularity thanks to this card and of course the new Lieutenant Surge strategy, which allows you to play 2 extra supporters after you've used the Lieutenant Surge strategy. So in combination, you can have like, you can play Lusamine and then Acerola at the same time. So those loops will go insane. I do think that Pokemon might just ban Lusamine thanks to this broken combo. We'll have to wait and see, but for now, it is not banned in standard, so we can expect a lot of people to try this out. So, yeah, there are many new ways to play this new Tag Team GX card, but as mentioned, we'll look at the stall variant first. Stall decks typically play cards like Hoopa to become invincible against GXs, Durant to discard some cards to deck the opponent out, Girafarig to put some stuff in the Lost Zone, and stuff like Regigigas with a huge amount of HP. So in combination with all that, you also play energy denial cards like Team Skullgrunt, Plumeria, Faba, Enhanced Hammer and Crushing Hammer. So in that, you just try and get rid of all the energies on the opponent's side of the field, and then you can typically yeah, outdeck them and just use cards to just use like something like a Mars, for example, to just discard random cards from the opponent's hand, and their strategy goes down the drain because they don't have energies, they cannot attack, and they will never take their 6 prize cards. To set this up, you will use cards like Steven's Resolve early game to get your all the cards in your hand. You're not attacking, so even if your turn ends, it doesn't matter. And then you will loop cards like Acerola thanks to Lieutenant's strategy and of course Lusamine as a combo. So as we already know, that is the pure concept of a stall deck. Try and deck the opponent out and get rid of all of their resources. If you want to learn more about stall decks in particular, I do have a link in the description below that a video explains how stall decks work in full detail and how actually you can counter them. But now this stall deck gets a new main star, Lucario and Melmetal GX. In combination with Metal Frying Pan, the opponent will have such a hard time to knock us out. You'll create a huge tank that has no weakness, where you can loop Acerola into infinity. Also, since this deck runs Steven's Resolve, finding your single copy of Double Card's energy, for example, to just use Full Metal Wall GX will be so easy. Also, cards like Unmanned Power Plant to shut down abilities of all GXs in play might help out a lot as well to stall out. Alternate one price metal type Pokemon are definitely a good help. Think about Solgaleo Prism Star, that is a basic with 160 HP, and with Metal Frying Pan and Full Metal Wall GX active, the opponent will have to hit for 220 damage to get a single prize card on that card, which is very fun. Cards like Genocide GX might also be fun, because with that we can have 2 tool cards attached thanks to its ability. So imagine having Metal Frying Pan and Choice Helmet at the same time, for example. The opponent will have to hit for like 60 less damage, and of course yeah, with of course the Full Metal Wall active, they will have to hit for, yeah, we will receive 90 less damage. So that's a very great strategy, but it's vulnerable to Field Blower, so in most cases the Lucario Melmetal GX will be way better. Also, The new Genesect, there's a new Genesect coming out with a sweet ability that gives it free retreat if the opponent has an EX or GX in play, which means you can always promote this card after a potential knockout and have all your options available. Also, Guzma plays will be lit when this card is in play, because yeah, you can Guzma something of the opponent, just promote this one, have free retreat. It's awesome. Also, it has 130 HP, it's a metal type, which means full metal wall GX, we can make use of that, and metal frying pan will make it actually very tanky. Okay. Also, another thing that I should notice is that Stack Attacka, you know, the one from Celestial Storm, with of course the Ultra Wall ability. If you have like 4 of those out, you receive 40 less damage to your Ultra Beast, and they're all metal types, so if you use like the full Metal Wall GX, you'll receive 30 less damage, that's 70 less damage with Metal Frying Pan, 100 less damage against your Ultra Beast. Isn't that fun? Right, you should definitely go and check it out. Okay, now that we know how yeah, a stall variant will look like, let's talk about another variant. Also, if you want a deck list on the full stall deck, there's one available already at limitlesstcg.com. Definitely check that awesome website out. Alright, now to the attacking version of the deck. First up, a couple of Dhelmise in the deck is definitely a must if you go for an attacking version of the deck. Also, we need of course 4 double Chaos energy so we can start spamming Steel Fist as early as possible. That will allow us to set ourselves up. Not only that, but also gets us early cheeky KOs with the first attack, and we can set ourselves up to just use that heavy impact attack later. Although I would run alternate attackers in a deck like this. Of course, the Duskmane Necrozma GX is a nice option late game and might hit for crazy numbers after we are behind in price cards, because that way we hit for 250 damage. We can even start one-shotting tag team GXs if we have a choice band. This deck will of course then rely on Magnezone to accelerate some energies. I know stage 2s might be risky nowadays in today's format with the speedy Zapdos out there, but if you can get that full metal wall GX off, they will actually yeah, help out. If you have a metal frying pan onto a Magnemite, you definitely will be in a good situation to just survive an attack. Other cards I'd like to mention are Registeel from Crimson Invasion, which is a sweet way to accelerate some energies, and there's of course the Scissor GX from Celestial Storm, which can be quite tanky with its attack Steel Wing, in combination with Metal Frying Pan and Full Metal Wall GX will translate into minus 90 damage, so very defensive Pokemon all around. And then my personal new favorite stall deck is it to pair it with the GX Melmetal. This card has an ability which states you may discard a metal energy from your hand and then you can heal 100 damage from this Pokemon. And with Mount Coronet, you will have an endless supply of energy, so you can have an endless healing combo right there. Again, paired with the GX move of Lucario and Melmetal GX and Metal Frying Pan, you will have a one-price Pokemon that heals itself every single turn and won't go down easily. So yeah, there's a lot of fun things to try out with Lucario and Melmetal GX. But right now, I'm interested in your opinion. What do you think about this sweet new Tag Team GX card? Will you try it out? Are you gonna make a new stall deck? And will it breathe new life into metal types? Let me know in the comment section below. Anyhow, this pretty much wraps it up for another weekly episode on my channel. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to demolish the like button, since that always helps out the channel tremendously. And subscribe if you want to see more content like this. If you want to support me, there's a link in the description below where you can buy t-shirts, hoodies, tank tops, all the good stuff you want. Definitely check out that link in the description if you want to support me. Alright, thanks again for watching. I wish you all a very fantastic rest of your day. Stay fresh. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.
If you wanna go and test a deck that isn't played a lot in this format, then listen to what I'll say. If you wanna go and try it out with me, let me know how it does in a tournament. I think it could be really great. Chilling on Sundays while new ideas pop in my brain.